For the past 7 years, I've worked with hundreds of entrepreneurs for more than 4,000 hours of one-on-one coaching, helping them get rid of the things that were stopping them, like fears, doubts, insecurities, feeling trapped, feeling stuck, and allowing them to develop a powerful identity so that they could unlock new levels of purpose, confidence, performance, and results. One of the main problems that I've seen on most of these entrepreneurs is the lack of consistency. We can say why they're not consistent due to many reasons. Okay, we're not going to get into why they're not consistent, but due to fear, doubts, insecurities, not feeling confident or powerful enough, not believing in themselves enough. We can say a ton of fucking reasons why people are not consistent. But the problem with most people is that they're trying to make progress to reach those next levels of performance and results with the same identity of the past. And that simply doesn't work. So one of the main problems, again, that most of these entrepreneurs have, and maybe this is a problem that you also have, is a lack of consistency. You see, you start making progress forward, you start with that motivation, you start for a week going all in, taking consistent action, but then you stop. You start, but then you stop. You get easily distracted. You get into focus, but then the next week you get distracted. You let fears, doubts, insecurities, problems get in your way and make you stop. You're changing ideas constantly. You're looking for the next shiny object. But at the end of the day, you're still at the same place. You're still being the same human being. So in this video, I'm going to help you become the most consistent version of yourself so that you can actually start to experience the progress that you want to experience in your life and stop experiencing that dynamic of starting and then stopping, of starting and then stopping, because that won't take you anywhere. So how to be consistent? The first step, this is very important. Most people don't even have this step figured out. You need to be clear on what it is that you want. What is it that you want? Most people know what they don't want. Most people know who they don't want to be. But have you ever asked yourself, what do I truly want? Me, myself. What do I want? Not what other people might want from me or might think that I should want. No, what do you want? 1 year from now, 5 years from now, 2 years from now, where do you want to be at? You know it. The problem with most people is that they don't sit down and write it down, what it is they want. They get distracted, they watch another YouTube video, they look for more content as an excuse to keep on procrastinating. So sit down and figure out what it is that you actually want. If you don't know what you want, you're never going to get there. If you don't know what you want, how are you going to be consistent? You don't have clear goals. You don't have clear outcomes that you want to achieve. Therefore, it's very difficult to be consistent. Consistent with what? How are you going to figure out what actions can you take today if you don't know where you're heading? It's impossible. You might do random work, think you're being productive, but at the end of the day, you're not moving the needle forward. You're not moving towards anything because you don't have clarity as to what it is that you truly want to achieve. So be clear, be specific, what it is that you want to achieve. Have a vision for your life. Have a dream. Dream. It's good to dream. When you were a kid, you always dreamt of things, but now you became an adult and you're rigid as a rock and you don't dream anymore because you think it's not possible for you. Dream. Have a vision for yourself. Then let's reverse engineer that vision into specific measurable goals for this year, for the next 90 days. What it is that I want to achieve. I want to grow my YouTube channel to 100,000 subscribers. I want to grow my business to 20K a month. What is it that you want to achieve? That's the first step. Without this step, the rest of the points and principles that I'm going to cover during this video won't make any fucking sense. So figure out what it is that you want. The next step is very important. Some people have clarity as to what it is they want to achieve, but then comes the big problem. They're not committed. They're interested. They play the game of pretending. I pretend that I want this. I pretend that I'm going to be a big entrepreneur. I pretend that I'm going to be a millionaire. I pretend I'm interested, but I'm not committed. One of the main reasons why people are not consistent is because they are interested. And when you're interested in achieving what you want to achieve, then you will do what's convenient for you. If you have a problem, you won't do what you should do. You won't take action. If you feel tired or stressed or have fear, you won't take action because you're interested, you're not committed. You're interested in having that what you want or that which you want, but you're not committed. And the difference is huge. If you're committed, you will do anything that's inside your power to get there. But if you're interested, every time that the water gets a little bit cold, you will quit. And that's the problem with most people. Imagine you know what you want to achieve, but then you're not committed. Then you might start with motivation for 1 week, which is easier, obviously, to act when you're motivated. But the next week you get unmotivated and you quit because you were interested in achieving that which you said that you wanted to achieve. You need to make the decision right now. You need to make the commitment right now that this is it. This is what I want to achieve. This is what I want, and I'm committed to making it a reality. I'm committed to making this happen. Be committed, because when you're committed, truly committed, and you make the decision of being truly committed, your whole energy changes. It shifts. Your whole identity, your persona shifts. You stop being a doubtful person, an inconsistent person, to an action taker, because you are committed. If you had to make this happen, imagine that if you don't make this happen, this is what you want. If you didn't make this goal a reality, they would kill all your family, even yourself. Would you make it happen? Yeah. You would probably be very committed. Maybe you're a sociopath or a psychopath and you don't care about your family being fucking killed, but that's another story for another time. Be committed. That's the second step. It's impossible to be consistent and take consistent action throughout the days, weeks, months, and years without being committed. The next step is crucially important. And this is what I've worked mainly with all of the people, of all of the entrepreneurs that I've helped throughout the years, which is identity level change. Identity is the most powerful type of change, the most profound change that you can have in your life. Most people are not consistent because they don't see themselves as this individual who has a high level of discipline, a high level of consistency, a high level of commitment. You rather see yourself as a procrastinator, as a person that self-sabotages all the time. If you see yourself as a procrastinator, you won't be consistent. So you need to stop operating from that identity of limitation and bring to the table that new identity of certainty, commitment, discipline, and consistency. Start viewing yourself as this type of person. This is very important. It's very difficult to maintain a consistent action or take consistent actions throughout the weeks and the months if your identity is not congruent with that which you want or that what you want. So if you want to be consistent but you don't see yourself as a consistent person, you see yourself as inconsistent, as a person that constantly stops himself from making progress, self-sabotages, then you will never be consistent. So start seeing yourself as a consistent human being, and most importantly, start showing to yourself that you're that type of person. Most people lack the intention to decide, who am I going to be today? Today, I'm going to be consistent. Today, I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. Most people don't have that intention. Therefore, they allow their emotions, they allow external circumstances and problems, the opinion of others or other people, to stop them. I have a very important rule that I share with all my clients: identity before emotions. So we act with this principle in mind, that first comes our identity and then our emotions. Most people have it the other way around. They wait until they feel a certain way in order to take action, but they don't understand that they're acting like a limited, weak version of themselves. But if you choose from now on, I'm this type of person, I'm this type of individual, and this is the way I'm going to act today, then you should have this principle in mind: identity before emotions. So I act according to who I decided to be, not how I feel in the moment. That's the problem with most people. Most people allow their emotions to decide what they're going to do. to decide what they're not going to do. They allow external circumstances to decide what they're going to do, what they're not going to do. Very important. Identity before emotions. I act, again, according to who I decided to be, not how I feel in the moment. Crucial. This is crucial. And another very important principle in order to maintain that high level of consistency, this identity of yourself that's already consistent has a certain belief system, a certain mindset. That person, which is you, that version of yourself who is consistent, believes and thinks that my word is sacred. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it because I value my word. I trust myself. But the problem with most people out there is that your word doesn't mean anything. You've said so many times that you're going to do this, that you're going to get to this level, that you're going to do this other thing, but then you don't do it. I'll start on Monday. No, not today. I'll do it tomorrow. That you don't respect yourself. And if you don't respect yourself, it's very difficult to make consistent progress, to be consistent. So you should adopt the belief that your word is sacred. If you say you're going to do something, you better do it. Because if you don't do it, you will kill your self-esteem, you will kill your confidence. But if you start taking action and keeping promises to yourself and doing what you said you were going to do, then your confidence will increase, your self-respect will increase, your self-esteem will increase, and most importantly, you will be consistent. Because when your word is sacred, if you say you're going to do something, you won't care how you feel. You might be tired, sad, depressed, fearful, doubtful. It doesn't matter. You're still going to do what you said you were going to do. It doesn't matter that you have a problem externally in your life because your word is sacred, so you're going to do what you say you're going to do. It doesn't matter if other people make fun of you or critique you or say bad things about you. It doesn't matter because you said that you were going to do this and this today, and you're going to do it because your word is sacred. And again, this stems from your identity. So that version of yourself that's already where you want to be at, that person believes that his word is sacred. He believes that unless he's dead or in a coma, he's going to do what he said he was going to do. That's the level of fucking conviction mindset and certainty mindset that you should develop. If I say I'm going to do something, for example, I said I was going to record this YouTube video in English. I didn't want to record it. A little weak voice came up and said, don't do it tomorrow, do it this weekend, doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter, you only have 3 subscribers, who cares, you know? But again, I don't listen to that weak voice. I don't listen to how I feel. I listen to who I decided to be today. And today I'm an action taker. I'm the type of individual that keeps promises to himself. I'm the type of person that does what he says he's gonna do. And I function and I operate from that identity, not from the way I feel. I don't care how I feel. I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. So your word is sacred. All these points might seem very simple, but I promise you they have the power of completely transforming yourself, transforming your life, because you will start being consistent. And nothing, no one, not even yourself, will stop you from taking action consistently and experiencing the benefits of the compounding effect of those actions through time. But if you have the problem of most entrepreneurs, as I've seen throughout these years, you start, but then you stop, then you come back, but then you stop again. You won't consolidate any type of progress. You won't make any progress. You won't make the type of progress that you would want to make. So this is it for today's video. I hope you find value out of the video. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this video, what made mental shift in your mind. Let me know what type of video ideas you would like to see. Not for random content. I don't like making random content to keep people entertained. I like to make content that actually transform people, that actually help people transform themselves and get to those next levels that they want to get to. This is it for today. See you on the next video. Take care and let's win the day.